Welcome to our new year, new way of doing stream. We are gonna take this simple, slow, and focus on one topic at a time. We will replan and hopefully plan 23 for a better year for us all. If you are coming into the live, please chat so that way we can welcome you. We know who's on here. If you're rewatching this later on, you still want to be part of it, comment. I'll get your answers on the next stream. This is our new time, 8 o'clock Eastern, every Monday night. We will focus on learning and building credit as well as other aspects in the financial department. We got Mr. Lucky Ram Sukaran. How you doing, sir? Hopefully my voice is good. Jeremy, how you doing, sir? Welcome to the live. How was everybody's new year? First and foremost, how was everybody's new year? Did you guys have fun? And then we'll go down to the resolutions. Anybody wants to share their resolution for 23? All right. Vegas was dope. Okay, so Jeremy went to Vegas. Did you spend New Year at Vegas? So I want to start this stream with reflection on 22 for a lot of you guys. Cool, Jeremy. Nice to know that you went to Vegas for it. So 22, I know I do for the most part. I always am thinking what I did wrong, how I can improve it, how I'm gonna plan for tomorrow, for next week, next month, next year. Beginning of the year is a great time of the year to kind of plan out your whole year, if you can, or at least attempt to go where you want to be at. So, hey Tim, what's going on, sir? Welcome. What's happening, bro? 2 sleeps left. What does that mean? 2 sleeps left? Oh, 2 days left for tenor battles. You see, I got the shirt on, man. I didn't go to 22. This will be my first tenor battles, but I just went ahead and ordered the shirt just so I can have it as a reminder. Hopefully I'm not too boring today. I still have my sinus that's kind of blocking my nose and my voice a little bit. Hopefully I'm coming clear. Yes, sir. Go to sleep twice and we'll be in Florida. That's right. I can't wait, man. Honestly, I can't wait. This is, to me, it's something big. I can't wait for the experience, man. So hopefully it'll be a real good one. Yeah, man. I didn't go to the 22 battles, but I went ahead and bought it just as a shirt I can probably wear the first day or something, just for the heck of it. But anyways, anybody got any plans for 23 they want to share? I'm gonna start packing tomorrow, man. I might start packing a little bit tonight, but I'm gonna head out Wednesday morning. And I've got about a little bit over a 5-hour drive, so we'll see how that goes. All right, New Year resolutions. So my resolution for New Year is to kind of rewind, replan, and revise my plan. One, for this stream, how I can make this stream better. Okay, one thing I was not trying to do, or in some aspect I was doing, was trying to get this shared so we can have more people involved and hopefully help out more people. To revisit what this stream is for, it's not for me, it's not for any individual or any individual department or anything like that. This is for everybody. It was initially made up because I got into the tinting business. I saw a lot of tenders struggle with their financials, even though they're real badass workers. They work their ass off. They work really hard. They're really good at that. But a lot of guys that's been in the game for 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years, they're still struggling with their financials, with their money. You know, they don't have the best car, they don't have the best house, they don't have, what they're putting out, they're not getting back in. And a lot of it is not because of the industry, a lot of it is because they don't have it planned out right. So that's what this was initially started off with. And I want to kind of rewind and revisit that on every stream. I think we need to go back and stop being on the lecture side so much and be more on face to face, one on one, and hopefully we can help some people out and we can get somewhere. My New Year resolution is to just make more money. Well, everybody's got plans and thoughts to make more money, but what are you doing to get there? There's got to be some stuff that you've got to write down. Any of the main guys that are succeeding, they have something laid out, planned out, and written so they can make sure that they can stay on top of that. If you just think about it, a few weeks, a few months later, you're going to forget about it or you're going to lose that focus. But if you have it in writing and you revisit that in writing, you're more likely to succeed, man. That's honestly how a lot of if you follow any influencer that's made it big, not a lot of these fake influencers, but people that's actually made money or are money, in another sense. But we got to write things down, and that's one of the things I also kind of want to focus back on. I went into the last couple of streams trying to give you guys the background on what credit card building and fixing needs to be, what the background on it is, but we did not focus on the simple thing of writing things down, getting to know our expenses, finding the money we need to accomplish what we need to accomplish on rebuilding and fixing credit. And if you're just improving credit, we need to work on that as well. So I'm going to try to make more things simple and to the more on point, but also one-on-one. So I'm not going too fast for anybody, that everybody understands the stream, understands what we're talking about, and hopefully it's actually helping, people out. The other thing I'm going to start asking is, a lot of people say, hey, hit subscribe and all this and that. Man, that's up to you. I'm not really looking for subscribers. What I'm looking for is to help out the industry, help out people, and genuinely just help out people. And the more share we can get on that, whether it's with your family or your friends, the more people we can hopefully help out. And without people communicating and letting us know what the issues are, we're not going to be able to help you out unless we know what your issues are. I know some of the issues out there that I've dealt with. A lot of this is me personally going through a lot of this struggles and finding ways to improve it. And I just want to help out other people do that. Corey Case is in the house. Welcome, sir. Happy New Year to you and everybody else that's on the stream. Corey, we asked this question earlier. Do you have any resolutions? And if you do and you want to share it, put it up, brother. Now, remember, guys, I have said this before and I'm going to say it again. You can do two things. You can put your questions in the chats and we can get them answered. Or if anybody wants to come on live, you are welcome to come on live at any time. The cool thing with this platform is that I can have up to 10 guests at one time. And if anybody watched the last podcast we did with with Chris and Manny from Expelled and 3M, that was a really good show. We had a lot of questions. We planned out an original show for 30 to 60 minutes and it went over 2 hours, and we kind of had to cut it off because it was taking so long. But we got a lot of good questions answered and asked, and it was a fun show. So hopefully I can not be so boring, man. I'm trying not to be boring. I'm not trying to read off the screen. I'm trying to be more on what my thoughts are, what some of the guys are struggling with, and hopefully we can put that out and we can get some people inspired to make a change. And one thing you guys got to realize, if you don't want to make the change or don't plan on making the change or don't take it seriously to make the change, it's not going to happen. I'm struggling with my weight, and I struggle with my weight all my life. I've been on so many damn diets. I always come back with either same amount of weight or more. I'm on a diet right now, and I'm going to be honest. This last 2 weeks really kicked my ass. I fell off with. I ate stuff that I shouldn't eat, but it was, that time of the year. It was the holidays, it was downtime with the family, it was these outings that you cannot help but be part of. So I kind of had a plan that I was going to try to sustain my weight where it's at, or maybe only get a couple pounds over. I actually gained 10 pounds, and I've been kicking my ass since this morning about that. And that's what also made me, have the subject for today. What we need to really do, and we need to go back on tracking our stuff, putting in writing. And if you don't take it ourselves serious, we're never gonna make that change happen. So that's where I'm at right here. Tim says he's gonna restart after the battles. That's fine, man. I mean, if you want to have a week, of unthoughtful, enjoyable 10 of battles, do that, but have a plan when you come back in where you want to be at, where you want to go. I mean, that's what I'm trying to say here. Corey says hi to Tim. Cool. All right, guys. I'm going to try to stay on those chats and hopefully we can read them. I'm not going to put them up in the screen until we really have a question or anything. But again, anybody wants to come on, you are more than welcome to do that, or ask your questions, whatever you guys want to do on that. That's up to you guys. Now, going back to what I was talking about, making it seriously. Like, guys, if you guys really want to change yourself and your financials, you got to do the hard work. Nobody's going to do it for you. You're not going to get, excellent credit overnight. If you don't put in the work, you're not going to get the results. That's the same thing with your job. If you don't put in the results, you're not going to make a lot of money or move up in your position. If you're the owner, you're not going to make a lot of money if you're not planned out and you're not putting in the work. Man, honestly, it goes in any field that you look into. So same thing here, guys. Same thing with myself. If I don't put in the work for my weight loss program, I'm not going to see the results. When I do put in the work, I see the results. When I lag, I see also the reverse effect of it. So instead of just kicking our ass, we need to refocus on, hey, listen, this is what I'm trying to get, and this is what I'm going to do. And hopefully we can all encourage each other to do that. Alex, what's going on, brother? How you feeling? How was New Year for you? You have any New Year resolutions you want to share on the stream? So, guys, that's where it was. So I want to just kind of start fresh with everything. So I think everybody should have that mindset. Right now is a perfect time to restart everything fresh, plan out your, whatever you want to do, whether it's in business, it's in personal, it's in, financial. Plan it out, write it down, and let's get it accomplished. A few other things I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to have more hands-on with you guys, one-on-one, answer these questions, these chats, and we'll dedicate a little bit of the show towards detailed learning, basically meaning where I'm kind of sharing the screen and giving you lectures. More on one-on-one, more on like what the actual live streams are supposed to be. Hopefully we can get some interactive where people will ask questions or talk about it and go from there. So Corey says, yeah, I'm trying to start fresh. Alex says, no, but I found a new hustle for my downtime. I'm buying broke iPads on Marketplace to fix up and flip. Yeah, man, I saw your post on that. That was cool that you fixed your very first iPad. That was awesome to see that. So, whatever you guys can do, man. I mean, put it in, put it into motion, man. Don't overthink it. Keep it simple and keep it moving. Viewers options are always the thing that's gonna improve anything. So if you guys have something that you want me to focus on, please let me know so we can hit that and we can get that covered. One other thing I want to kind of bring to this show, we've done one guest appearance with our tax guy. That was a really good stream. He answered a lot of questions about taxes. We had a special debate last week with Chris from Expel and Manny from 3M. From EPD representing 3M. And I kind of want to do that. Maybe once a month we can bring on somebody special. Like I'm thinking maybe a realtor. So if you're trying to get into a new house, you're trying to get a business property, talking to some of these professionals and getting their honest opinions that's not really representing you, that's actually gonna give you what the real deal is. Insurance agents, how you can save money, what you can do to get a better rate, what kind of coverage you need, some of the things on the business aspect. If you're a business owner or you're trying to run a business or you're trying to eventually get into business, what you should have in your arsenal to be ready for. Life planning specialists, there's people out there that help you plan for retirement, for death benefits, for other stuff. Those are some of the things that I put in for my playbook, and I think other people can use as well. So maybe I can get somebody that can answer those questions. Loan officer. I have a really cool friend that's a loan officer. He gives me advice on a lot of property and loan associated questions. And maybe if you are trying to plan and open up a business, or you're trying to again get other stuff that's in the financial, that we can talk to a loan officer that helps, and that talk to these guys that close your loans and make sure all the paperwork is right, what you should have, what you should not have. Again, everything that's financially related. And if you got any other questions or any other recommendations, let's talk about that. So, catching up on our chats, my debt ratio is higher than my income, so I have been putting in the work to gain some financial freedom. Alex, that is great, bro. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit. Maybe we'll spend 5 to 10 minutes on a spreadsheet. I'm gonna take it back to the simple stuff. And if you don't focus on the simple stuff, we're never gonna get to where we need to go, because if you don't write down your expenses, you don't know what your expenses are, and you don't know how to actually save, you're never gonna get to the point where you can pay off debt. There's a lot of debt paying ways you can go around. You can just save and pay out your debt. You can move some money around. You can, do a whole bunch of stuff. You can get personal loans. Whatever you want to do, you can consolidate, So there's a lot of things that you can do, and they all kind of work, but you just got to be focused on it and see what works for you. Jason in the house, almost down to 6% credit utilized. Goal to be 0 to 1. Yes, Jason, I'm with you, brother, on that. I am trying to stay under that 3%. I try to be between the 1 and 2. I'm not trying to get to 0, but I utilize credit so I can have movement on my credit report and build better credit on it. But I am trying to be under that 3%. I try to be between 1 and 2. That is where my goal is. Always to stay within that and increase my credit availability. Because ultimately, what I want is I want to have larger credit cards where they have larger funds available for me. So a lot of my credit cards, I'm now in the $25,000 range. I want to see those go up. Hopefully, get down to where I can be in the $40,000-$50,000. I only have certain cards. I don't need to have 10, 15 cards. Maybe good 7, 8 cards. 5, 6 cards if I have enough funds in there. Ultimately, what I like to see is $250,000 available in personal credit, at any given time. That's where my credit cards, my goal is to be. Right now, I'm well over the 100, but I want to be, over the 250. That's where my goal is. Yeah, Jason, you mentioned you got 32 the other day, but you said 33 open accounts managing good so far. Like, are you talking about all 33 of them being credit cards, or are you talking about 33 accounts altogether with bank and saving and other stuff? I'd like to get your input on that, man. I mean, I would really like to, ask you those questions since you're doing so well and you got so many cards open. And where's your credit score at? I mean, if you're willing to share, this is all again, guys. If I'm asking you a question, you don't feel like sharing, don't share. That's fine. Just let me know, and whoever's willing to share, that's what we'll share. I'm willing to share my credit score. I don't mind because I want to help all people. I think we need to stop judging and start rethinking with a fresher mind, with the kindness in our heart that we all believe to be true, but we got to put it out there. I mean, we get a comment, well, we get 10,000 comments on anything that's negative, but we get maybe 10 comments on positivity. We need to focus more on positivity, guys. Like in this industry, we definitely need to focus more on that. So Corey just shared his credit score. His credit score is 640. So our goal for Corey is, if Corey wants to work on it, is get him to over 740. By the end of the year, you should be 740 to 780. That should be, Corey, your goal if you want to really improve your credit. Unless you get over to the 740 mark, it's really not going to help you out that much right now if you're trying to go get stuff, because you're going to pay high interest. And I'm going to share that one screen again. Like I say, I'm not trying to do too much of this, but we're going to do little stuff here and there. This is where we kind of left off last time on our presentation, but we're going to talk about what credit scores numbers needs to be at. So let me pull that up real quick. So this is where our credit scores. So if you're in the 640, Corey, I know that's not where you want to be. We need to get you over that 740 mark, okay? So the 740 mark is where you really should be focusing, and it's totally doable within a year. Guys, I've helped out at least 3-4 people do that within a year easily. And it takes your dedication and your willingness to make that change for it to be, for it to come true, for it to come reality. So if you want to get a change out there, let's get that change happening, man. Let's focus on what we need to do. So we're gonna go back on a couple things. I'm gonna make a very brief. These are the guys that you need to pay attention to when you're building credit. This is the stuff that you need to take a screenshot on and focus on. It's easy if you stick with it. Jason, it's easy to manage account if you stick to it. What is your tricks, man? What is your tips and what is your tricks? Jason, if you want to come on, man, I know you already hold the live stream every week. It might be too much for you, but if you want to come on anytime to share some of your tricks, please do so. But guys, going back to this screen right here, you guys need to pay attention to this. A lot of this stuff is complicated on an aspect when it says available credit, total balance owed, and credit use. So if you look at them individually, they're not that much, but a lot of those things get tied in together. So when you start using your cards and you use too much of your card, or percentage wise or dollar amount wise, it can combine and actually overtake the payment history. Payment history is your number one and greatest impact individually. But the other stuff combined with a few of the things. So like, for example, if you have, let's say you have $10,000 available, okay? If you are using $5,000 of your $10,000, you're now using 50% of your credit. Well, if you're going back to this screen here, credit usage, that's an impact. Total balance owed, that's an impact. Available credit, that's impact. Individually, they're 3 to 8%, 11 to 20%, 20 to 30%, but they're all three of them go hand in hand together. So if you add that, even the minimum, let's take a look at credit usage, 20%. Total balance, 11%, that's 31%. Available credit, let's say 3, that's 34%. So you're almost down to the greatest impact of payment history. That's why somebody had asked a while back, hey, why did my credit go down by 100 points? It's probably because you're using more than 30% of your credit. You got a large amount that's owed, and that all comes out and impacts it, bigger than just the credit history. Credit history is going to be the key thing that that affects your credit score the most. But always, keep it moving forward, guys. So today I'm gonna go take you guys back to the this year. We're gonna look at this real quick. Hopefully take a minute and a half to go through these, and if anybody wants to have any details, we'll do on that. All right, so we got some chats going on here. My highest score is 732 and the other is 702. Tim, I always focus on the lowest score. I don't worry about the highest score because depending on who your lender is, they may only want to focus on your smallest score. So focus on that to improve that smallest score. Don't focus on the high score. Jason says pay earlier than due date. If possible, pay more than the minimum due. Definitely, man. That is definitely a key factor on how do you keep a good credit and how do you improve your credit. So for that, I am gonna give you, look, I figured out new things, man. So I'm gonna give you this. High five, Jason. That's a high five for you, brother. All right. Corey says, I've got some unpaid bills. I borrowed like 300 and it was like 15 years ago. I never had a credit score since. Shake my head. I've always just had my cash. I should put this on the screen and make it readable for everybody else. Only leave me a couple grand in the bank. All right. Use the automatic payment so you never miss a payment. That is a great tip and trick. Honestly, I use that on every single one of my cards. I have just over the minimum payment. I have, like, let's say if my minimum payment is $25, I'll set it to $40 to hit automatic payment, and I'll make sure that it hits 3 to 5 days before the due date. Okay, so I like to aim for 5 days before due date, so that way, in case anything happens, $40 for the most part is not going to affect my bank account. I know it's always going to be there, and this way I don't ever miss out my payments, even though I may end up paying some interest if there's balance due on it, but I never miss out. So definitely take advantage of, almost every card has that set up, or you can set it through your bank, automatic payments through your bill pay the damn thing on a monthly automatic payment plan. And if you pay a little bit over, use the card next month to make it even, man. So use it. Jason says, yes, that is the way to do it. Yes, sir. Thank you for that tip and trick. I totally forgot about that. I use that. So that is something I have not shared, but that is a great tip and trick for anybody on those automatic payments, on those pay a little bit over a minimum. Guys, don't aim for the minimum. Pay, even if you're going to pay $10, $15 over it, pay $10 or $15 over the minimum. You get another fist pump for that, Jason. All right. So our goal is not to be Mr. Burns, try to show off, and go get thrown into the back. Our goal is to hit that damn home run, because that's where we're trying to go for 23, right? So, I'm learning OBS. I got some features I'm trying to use, and hopefully this will keep us entertained and keep us going the way we want to go. All right, guys. So Thank you, Jason. Thank you for sharing, man. You are awesome, brother. And if you guys don't know who Jason is Tinner Dude 3, I believe. He has that Tinner Tuesday every Tuesday night at 9 p.m., I believe. Jason may want to correct me on that if I'm wrong. But if you don't follow him on YouTube. He doesn't like you following him on Facebook too much because he can't tell who's commenting on that. He's got a couple guys, but most people go on YouTube and watch him on YouTube. But Jason is really interesting to watch his Tuesdays. They're always fun. And you gotta love his mom, Linda. She's always commenting and making sure she's always there and help him make his stream a little bit better. Jason, I can't wait to see you at Tinder Battles, bro. It'd be fun to finally meet you. Hopefully it'd be good. Anyway, guys, so we'll do this real quick. Like I said, minute and a half, 2 minutes. We won't try to make it boring. We'll make it keep it simple and keep it going. First and foremost, make an expense sheet and know your budget. Okay, we'll talk that. We'll cover on that a little bit. Pull your current credit report from all three credit agencies and know your numbers and know where you want to go. Okay, double check all your outstanding and collections. Contact the correct people to get a resolution. So if you don't know who that is, you can call up the original people that you owe the money to. They can always forward you to the right people that have your account in collection right now if you are not able to locate them. Work out a payment plan. Sorry, I will read it out the right way. Work out a payout deal or work out payments. Make sure you get it in writing. Whatever you guys do when you're dealing with collection agencies or payouts and stuff, get it in writing before you make those payments, so that way you have hard proof if you have to fight it with any of those credit card companies that we mentioned earlier. Look into different types of loans: personal loans, car loans, secure credit cards. Those are the ways to build, rebuild credit and improve. Close any unnecessary accounts. So a lot of people forget, includes a lot of the streaming accounts that you guys have, and close out any unnecessary accounts. Go over your statement every month. Make sure everything that's supposed to be on there is on there. You should be checking it regularly because everybody has online access to everything. So instead of waiting at the end of the month to check and then trying to figure out like, hey, what this charge for, check it regularly. When it comes on your card, make a habit. Guys, here's a tip and trick that I use. Every morning, take 30 minutes to go through your accounts, including your credit cards, to skim through what happened within the last day or what's pending for that day. That way you can stay on top of it and you don't have to guess what the charge is. And if you have to fight something, you're right on top of it. All right. So check your credit score and report weekly. Yes, weekly. You should have these days, every credit card company, if you have a credit card, they give you free tools to check your credit. And if you got more than one, and if you can get cards that has all three of those agencies, you can stay on top of that really well. You don't have to rely on free credit score annually for that once a year free report. Yes, use that as well, but use your credit cards to kind of stay on top of it. All right, we got some comments. I'm going to pause for a second and we're going to read those real quick. Tim says, I was trying to set up auto payment today with my new card, and my bank would not let me set my account in my bank. Okay, I'm going to read that again. My bank would not let me set my account in my bank. Only one that popped up was my kids, and she don't have any money in that. Laugh out loud. Going to have to call on that case bank. So if I'm getting this right, you're trying to set up your payments through your bill pay on your bank account, or you're trying to do this with your credit card through the credit card portal. He's got another one. He says, oh, this is Corey. Sorry. Corey says, what I meant was I never even thought about it until the past couple years ago because I always paid everything cash. Well, and I was locked up for 5 years of that time. Laugh out loud. Hey man, everybody goes through tough time, Corey. You're not alone, brother. And whatever you need to do, or wherever we can help each other out to improve it, that's what we're gonna do, man. Replying to Tim Johnson, auto payments on a credit card. Tim says, yeah, it's my new card that I got from Southwest to earn some points and pay $200 and save $200. Chase Bank is who's it through, and my bank is Huntington Bank. All right, we fell behind on those chats real quick. Set it up on the app for the card. Exactly. You should have that. I have Chase. Southwest is through Chase. Chase Bank gives you the app. You can set it up right through it, and you can set it up. Everything is automatic now. I just need to find that company I owe it to. So Corey, if it's over 10 years, you mentioned this on the last stream. If it's over 7 years, most of the stuff doesn't apply anymore. So before you start paying off, make sure it's on your report, and you might be able to just fight it off without paying it because it's more than 7 years old. So don't rush into paying that off. Find it on your credit report. Make sure it's there. If you've been in a continuous communication with them, that may change some stuff. So we'll have to find out the legal terms on what that is. But most loans after 7 years, they shouldn't affect you, especially if they've been in collections and you haven't paid anything off and it's not active. It should be able to be just wiped off just because it's been not active for so long. Yeah, not sure if I even downloaded the app yet. Nope, Tim, you need to download the app. I'm not sure where Jason said exactly to, but Tim, so hopefully you guys can see my screen. I'm going to try to go here. So if you go to Chase right there, this is what you should have. Okay, so if you guys can see that, this is what you need, Tim. So go on Chase, go in there and download it, set up your account through that, and that way you can stay on top of it and you can set up auto payment through that. Corey says, okay, I'll definitely do that. Thanks. Yeah, no problem, man. I'm sorry. I remember that from last time, and I was like, damn, man, we didn't advise him properly on that, because if it's over 7 years, it shouldn't affect you anymore. It shouldn't be valid anymore anyways, just because of how long that debt's on your credit report. All right, guys, going back to where we were at number 9. Make sure you stay on top of your expense sheet. Number 10, set up a saving account even if it's just $10 a week. So guys, a lot of people try to do savings and they try to do large amount savings. I say keep it simple, man. If you can take out $2 a day, not even enough for coffee, cheap gas station coffee price. Take $2 aside, get an envelope, put it in an envelope, get a old shoebox, put a hole in a shoebox, whatever works for you. Just take out $2 a day. Okay, $2 a day, and then make sure you don't touch that money. That money is your saving money that you are gonna dedicate towards either paying off debt, okay, or for actual savings. So in case you have an emergency or you need some funds, you have something saved up for it. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen with you guys, and this is what I want us to work on today a little bit. Give me a second here. We'll go on this and see if this comes on. Dun, 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 dun. Messed up. Not coming on, man. Share screen. There we go. That's not what I want to share, but I wanted to get it on. There we go. Okay, guys. Here we go. Sorry, a little technical difficulties. All right. So, on my credit card sheets, what I want to share with you guys, and this is what I wanted to share on that, is let me make it larger. Let me make it a little bit bigger so we can kind of see where we need to be. All right. So I made 3 sheets on this, okay? And I can help anybody, or you guys can all copy on this. This is for the credit cards. This is the very detailed one everybody should take. You know, I don't care if it takes you 2 hours or 4. You should go through each one of your cards and write down everything I got here: the due date, the closing date, the minimum payment, the statement balance, the total balance, the amount paid, amount date paid, credit limit, credit available, credit score, you know, score date when that credit was reported, scoring company. I don't know why it says scoring B, but scoring bureau. So that would be whether it's TransUnion, Experian, or Equifax. Those are your 3 companies that should be reporting what your normal APR is on those cards. Okay. Then if you got any previous balance, interest paid to year, minimum to pay off, cash advance amounts, cash advance APRs, if you got any points, if you got membership fees. This is everything that you should go through at least once, you know, to make sure everything is on there, and try to stay on top of this as much as you can. If you this is too much, which it is, I made it a little bit simpler than that. You take off a lot of the stuff. This is what the nitty and gritty is: your due dates, your minimums. But what's still on here is your credit score, when it was reported, and who it's reported by, with what your limit is, what your available is. And even if that's too much, go even simpler: what your due dates are, what your statement balance is, what your total balance is, when you paid it, how much you paid, what is your credit score, and who is it by, and when it is. This is the bare minimum for you to stay on top of your credit cards. And then you should have each one of your credit cards list out. Okay. This is not my accurate information. This is similar information to on some of my cards. This does not list all my cards. Guys, when you're doing stuff online, make sure you keep yourself safe and secure. Do not share a lot of your information online. So I am also taking that precaution. This is similar stuff. This is not exact, okay? But stay on top of that. And on top of that, what I've made over here to the side is I made a total. I'm going to go move the screen over a little bit. So I made a total what my payments amounts are and what my balance is. So that way I can understand what my total cards all together combined look like. So guys, you guys got to stay on top of that. Now, for the most part, what you guys need to do is you guys need to do a expense sheet. Expense sheet, for example, on mine is what my mortgage is, what my electric is, what my water is, what my Comcast, and I don't have Comcast anymore, but my HOA, I have a HOA. I got different cards, what some of those cards are, what their amount is. Then there's life insurance and other aspects, as well as where my savings is. If there's anything that's not categorized as a miscellaneous or others, and then what my total for that month is. And if you look at this, what this is November, October, September, August, July, and there would be probably a new one right here for December, and in fact maybe already starting on January. I keep my current one right here so that way it's more focused, but I keep my previous month right next to it so that way I can see what I'm doing on a monthly basis. So if my income is $5,000 and I'm spending between 41 to 4,600, this is what my balance is. And then I can delegate where that balance needs to go towards, okay? And then here's my miscellaneous stuff when I put my others outside my normal stuff here. I have a one column for it, but I leave all my other stuff right down here to kind of understand where my other amounts are coming from. So if you guys have a question on how that's done, let me know. But it's very simple. Your what your expenses itemized is by what the months are, okay? Each month. So that way you can see what you're doing in a monthly and eventually have a full year's right there on one spreadsheet. And this is very easy to do, guys. So when you put it in here, you can just go in and you can insert a new row right to the left of it. And this would be December 22. So I would be able to go right in here and I'll be able to do December 22 and I can put in and you can see what is the regular, statements are, what consistent balances are like for my mortgage. You can see that electricity goes up and down. You can see water goes up and down. You can see internet's consistent, HOA is consistent, and then you can see those credit cards and other stuff. So life insurance and stuff, they're consistent. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to be consistent, and you'll see I have some. Again, these are not accurate information. This is something that's similar. There's small amounts and big amounts, and that's because it's for me, my kids, my wife, and then there's a savings account. There's a savings account that I make sure that I put something in there. Am I putting $100? Not really, but I'm putting something in there consistently? Yes, because you got to have consistency in savings for bad days, bad month, whatever the scenario might be. So that's that, guys. Hopefully that helps out. We're not getting too um, cluttered and too much information to overload. So that's what my goal is for now on, is trying to keep it simple, talk to you guys one on one on staying focused and improving ourselves. So hopefully, again, this is where we're looking for. We're not overloading ourselves and trying to go bat and get ourselves thrown into the fence. If that relates to you guys, um, let's make 23 a great year for us all, and let's move up in our financials, in our overall beings, in our health. A lot of you guys work a lot of hours, and we forget to eat healthy, forget to take care of ourselves, and end up in the hospital or worst case scenario. So, guys, make sure stay on your best for everything financial, personal, health. That's something else I've saw a lot of comments on, and I want to kind of volunteer on this as well. If you know or you are struggling, you need somebody to talk to, guys. There are a whole bunch of guys in the community, at least in the tenor community, that have volunteered lately or that mentioned that, hey, man, if you're struggling, you need somebody to talk to, call them. Same thing with me, man. If you are struggling, you want to talk one on one, you don't want to talk here, call me, man. If I'm available, I'll pick up. If I'm not available, give me a chance to call you back. I'll set up some time. We'll definitely go through it. Haas has mentioned something about this. Shady has mentioned something about this. A few other people have mentioned some of this stuff. So, guys, look within your inner circle to stay healthy, stay stress free. I know there's a lot of time mental stress. We talk about physical stress, but there's a big issue with mental stress as well. Address your mental stress. Guys, find some good people that you can be around or you can talk to that can help you through some of this stuff. Um, you know, having at least one or two persons to talk to and get this off your chest helps a lot and can hopefully get you to a better place. So please, if you need my services, I don't charge anything. This is all free. This is out of my own. I'm just trying to be a better person, and I'm just trying to do this out of my own expenses. Okay, so if I can help you out in any ways, reach out to my Facebook. Message me on that. Um, if you want to call, I'm not gonna put my phone number out here, but if you message me, I'll give you my phone number. You can always use messengers, call as well, just because I don't want to have my number out there with these scammers and telemarketers, and I get enough of that stuff already. But if you really need me to talk, I'm here, brother. For anybody, brother or sister, it doesn't matter. All right, bro. Have a great night. See you in a few days. Definitely, Tim. Have a great night, brother. Thank you so much for joining us. Um, Anything else we need to cover? We got 8-9 minutes on this stream here. I've got pretty much a lot of the stuff that we talked about covered. New Year resolution, starting everything fresh, rewind, replan, and revise. That again is my strategy on my business as well as on my personal aspect. How am I gonna, you know, plan out my 23 and how am I gonna make sure I stay on top of that? So again, I fell off my weight loss plan and gained some weight back. Not enough where I was, but enough where it impacted me, and I'm gonna improve on that. And I've already put it in writing where I want to be at every month and try to hold myself accountable for it. I'm gonna have my wife stay on top of me on that, so that way I can accomplish where I want to go, because health is very important, and losing weight for myself was very enlightening. It was also light on me, and I had more energy, and it was just overall really good feeling. And when I went backwards, it really took an impact. But you got to get back on the horse and accomplish where you set your goals to be at. So let's all do the same thing, whether it's financial, whether it's personal, whether it's just health, whatever. Let's get there together, guys. And I talked about bringing on a special guest at least once a month. If you guys got anything in Pacific that you guys want to see in a field or a specialist or whatever that you think would be a really helpful to our community, to our financials, please let me know. Like I said, I plan on. I'm in talks with a realtor that I should have on here. I'm in talks with life planning personnel that has different how do I put this? Different solutions available if anybody wants to get those implemented, or you want to have questions answered. So I'm not saying use these guys. I'm just saying that get the answers you need and then use whoever you want, so that way you're more aware of what to look out for, what to get, what not to get. The whole plan is to be just more educated to do whatever you want to do. Loan officer, I think a loan officer is really key for a lot of the guys that are trying to either buy a house or planning on buying a house eventually. 23 is supposedly gonna be a recession type of a year from what everybody's saying. We definitely see a lot of stuff going up in costs, minimum wages going up, gas is up there, it's trying to crawl back up. Housing market starting to lose value. So there's, whenever you see that in the housing market, when the housing starts losing, there's definitely big impact on that, because I'm in Atlanta, and when I see it, Atlanta is one of the least, I want to say in the last recession, it was least effective or less effective than a lot of other cities, because it's such a big city and it's growing. But when you see, it being affected more than, 3 to 5%, it's an indication of there's some tough times coming up. Um, you know, Taxes, we had our guest last month that answered a lot of questions, If you guys like to see him again, let me know. Maybe we can rearrange for him to be back on. And anything else, man. I mean, if I'm not covering something or if I'm not doing something well, please let me know. And remember, if you can share this with others, please share. Because if you like the program, you can go subscribe. Right now, I'm doing this all off my business channel, which is Top 10 Service. I got an account for Facebook, I got an account for YouTube, and I even got a Twitch account. So whatever is easier for you to follow, but share with people that you may think it may help out. You know, if somebody's struggling or somebody looks like they're not doing well and they just need the education for it, education is free, man. Advice is free. It's up to them to take it and to implement it and to improve. Same thing with anything you do, man. You're gonna have a lot of people that gives you advice. You just gotta watch out who's giving you advice, where they've been, if they know what they're talking about, and if they're being genuine about it. So hopefully, I am trying to be, straight forward about this. Hopefully, I'm helping out. Again, I'm just doing this for my own goodness. That's it. I mean, I just want to help out people. I'm not trying to gain any kind of anything back on it. I just struggled myself personally through a lot of financial stuff, and I wish I had some mentor or somebody that could have put some of these things um, in line for me, so I didn't have to make these mistakes and learn from those mistakes. Learning from your mistakes is not bad, but if you can prevent them, let's prevent them. I saw a post earlier about Warren Buffett saying that you're not really making money until you're sleeping and making money. But then people are saying, oh, I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna go do this, and somebody commented, man, it's not about that. It's about you having enough money that you don't have to worry about making money. And I think that makes sense. I mean, if you have enough funds, enough money saved up, and you're financially secure, financially freed, then you don't have any worries. That's where we're all trying to get to, man. Just have that peace of mind. And whatever we can do to help each other, let's get there. If you go into Tinder battles, I wish we can meet up. Well, I want to meet up. If you see me, please say hello. I'm gonna try to take as many pictures as possible this time. Usually I focus on the programs and the events and I forget to take pictures, but this time my goal is to take as many pictures and maybe some videos and try to share with everybody that was not able to attend, and maybe they can gain some perspective from it, maybe gain some knowledge from it, maybe gain some benefit from it. Other than that, guys, happy new year to everybody. I hope and I wish everybody's 23 to be the most successful year and the most beneficial year for everybody and forward. So again, if you guys like my thought and my plan on this show, please share with anybody and everybody. If you want to see something, let me know. I will do my best to make it happen. And other than that, I will see the people I will see at Tinder Battles, and we'll be back here next Monday at 8 p.m. Everybody have a great night. Happy New Year. And we'll see you guys on the next